Welcome back to Cane Hill Farms. I'm Ken, and you can probably see off frame a little bit. Yeah, you can see it. Snow. This is the culprit. And what happened is part of this caved in. The snow came off the main roof, hit this, and slid over. Which I've got another video on that, which I'll put up right up here if you're interested in looking at it. So what I did is, with my son-in-law's help, just took a come along against that timber over there, come along it back, in order for me to get that one and this one back plumb. And one thing that's different that first time I'll ever use is a battery operated framing gun. I used to kind of old school compressor, air hoses would be everywhere, and then every night you had to put all your stuff away, and this seems like it'd be a lot more convenient. I'll tell you at the end of this project, but I can't give you an answer on this because I've never shot the damn thing before, but I'm just about to. So let's work on that. I was thinking about framing that up. I got a mount over here. I might even show you that process and then shoot this mount over here to hold this together long enough for me to get I'm going to run pressure treated 2x6s all the way around, 20 foot length, come up every 2 feet on center, all the way to the top, and I'll show you a trick on that for when you're doing it by yourself. But I'm going to spin you a little bit. I'm going to check that for plumb, and then I'm going to shoot that mount right there. I'll show you how this gun. Okay, we got the level, we got the gun. Let's see how flat it is, how true it is. A little bit heavy your way, but see, that might become kind of complicated. It tipped out before I come along it back. It tipped out this way, and the building was basically falling off this other direction. But I'm trying to get this mount up here so that I can hold it from doing that. There's a screw in there that came apart. Put the level up here. Yep, see that didn't work out so good. There it did. Okay, pretty close. Okay, that one's at least got a hold of it for now. Get the gun put back, and at least I got that one back in place for right now. I'm probably going to take that come along off now because that support won't allow it from slipping off a little bit. I'm going to check it this way real quick. Oh, it's still pretty good there. I get that come along off and not fall on my butt on that ice. This column, when I was pulled out. So let me look at that and see how get the come along off and see how easy it is to get that push back in there. Get that off there, that come along off there because I don't need it for right now. And let's see how bad this is over here because it's getting pushed back. There it goes. I'm going to put a level on that and shoot that with that gun. Let's see if that darn thing works. And this time I'm going to shoot it enough that it sticks. If it's close. Gotta go back more. It's heavier than the other gun. Okay, I got a hold of it a little bit there. And I'm going to shoot some. There. Okay. So, I'm going to put a piece of pressure treat, as I said already, on the bottom, and I might get you an example of that. Two by 6 pressure treat goes against the concrete. And something like that. That looks good. I held these columns back. When I poured these columns mounts in, I held them back 1.5 inches. So it looks pretty good to me. I might shoot one of that a little bit. This time I'm going to try and put glasses on. Oh, I'm going to shoot that in because I'm not sure that's plumb yet. I'm going to get a hammer and smack that and tell you right now it's not plumb. Okay, let me check that a little bit. Not quite plumb that way, but let's bring it back towards you because it's out of plumb towards me. I can tell that right now. Way too far. Okay, I'll work on that in a minute. Set this down. I'm going to shoot that in. Seems like this gun's the way to go. Okay, so I'm gonna move the camera and then I'll do. Okay, I'm back. As you can probably tell, it's the next day. I meant to keep filming yesterday, but if you've been following along on the channel, you know I'm on the volunteer fire department, and I got a call out about in the middle of that last video, and went out on that call out. Didn't take us very long. Well, it took a little while, but and then came back to continue filming, and I got another page out. And the thing with me is, anyway, if you're on the volunteer and you got time and you're able, you should go, because remember, like in my case, I was having a really good day yesterday. Sun was out. I was doing some of my chores. Remember, the person on the other end of the line, they're not having a good day. So if you got the effort and you got the health, you go. So that's what happened. So I'm going to move the camera around now after that, and then I'm going to show you some of what I'm going to do, and I'm also going to show you that trick. I mentioned a trick at the beginning of this video. But let me shift you around here just a minute, and I'll try and find that board I just cut. Okay, you're shifted around enough. You should be able to see this ledger this side. Sorry about the cribbing, but it has to be there. The beginning, you see why it's there. And also, I was going to tell you, the reason I didn't finish the video, by the time I got home last night, it was pretty well dark. It was pretty late by the time I got home, back home. But let's shoot that piece of pressure treat in, and then I'll show you that secret a little bit, and then I'm going to put a 20-foot stringer up to hold this structure in place a little bit. Okay, got the nail gun. I could get rid of that board because that board was just part of it's actually a split. Looks like a 2x10, but let me get that out of the frame so you can see a little bit. And then this board right here is the example board, but this pressure treat's the one I'm trying to get on the bottom. I think they call it the seal plate, but don't quote me on that. And you'll notice on your end, I don't know if you can see it on frame or not. Let me nail that up and I'll take a look. It's long. Okay, so if you don't go long like that, it protrudes out inch and a half. So you go long so that the board here come in, you make a true corner so that when you put your sheeting on, your sheeting doesn't have a gap. Otherwise, there'd be a place here and this end sheet would be bouncing. So let's shoot that a little bit. Make sure it's down. Yes. Okay, and I'll shoot the other end. See how fast that gun is? Okay, and then I'm gonna kind of show you the trick. But first I need to check that camera, make sure you can see me okay. I might even move you around a little bit. Okay, looks like you can see me okay. Take a spare board, piece of 2x6. By this time you should have some. I go and save as many nails as I can. I put a nail through here and try and protrude it about a ½ an inch through. Something like that. That's more like a 3/4, but that's okay, that'll work. Because previously, to do this, I would always have to go find help. I come down to the long end. We're going to call this long end. Cut this the length you want. Remember, you're going 2x6 or 2 feet between. I know that that's going to show that face right at the edge of that pressure treat, but that's okay. Sometimes you opt to run it long. You run past there a little bit. In this structure, I'm going to run right to the edge. Tack this in a little bit. Now, it doesn't have to be permanent because it's just going to hold so that I can do the long end towards you. I'm going to come over, find me one of these 2x6s I actually used on when I built the foundation, and I'm going to put it on that end. I'll come towards the camera, put a level, put a nail, go down and check that end for level, and that end just holds it up enough that I can do this in until I get it tacked. I'm going to stage a level over here because rapidly I'm going to run out of hands. Put my gun over here in this corner so I can reach it. And this board's going to run long too, but it's supposed to. I'm going to try and hold it so it won't flip off there, which is generally part of the issue. Otherwise, you need 2 people. See how that's running along? I'll trim that to length later on. Get your level up here. Hold it snug against that back wall. Get as level as you can. Hope the gun works. Hey, gun works. Take the level off so you don't knock it over, and go to the other end. Yep, that looks pretty good. Put a nail right here. If the gun works. That might be the issue. Oh, go find some nails for the gun. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get me a couple 16s, pennies, and just do it old school. Might even get a 20 penny. But first, before I get to that, see if I can find my tape measure, which I'm always losing them, and check and make sure that from here to the center of this board is 2 feet. Is what I need to do. So let me get that, and I'll get a couple nails. Okay, I put a couple nails in that far end off the video. I just need to double check this. Oh, that's pretty good. That'll work. That'll work for me. And then just later on, I'll cut this to length. I'll put another board, another 20 footer, but I got to get that pressure treat on the bottom to do like I did with that boat over there. And I'll leave a couple of videos up here if you're so inclined to go watch a different video from me.